Hi, I will be talking about employee turnover and retention. So, how can human resource management identify the reasons for employee turnover and its impact on the organization? So, organizations can use exit interviews, and these involve when management decide to interview staff that have left. And the reason they do that is to understand why they have left in order to prevent further turnover. And they can identify if there's a toxic work culture, if there's bad processes in operations, or just generally anything that the staff has left for. Sometimes it can be quite neutral. They might just want to change careers, and I'm sure there's many other reasons why staff turn over. So that's an effective strategy. Another effective strategy is the use of surveys. Um, Yet again, pretty self-explanatory surveys can be sent out to those staff who have left. And I guess because it's less confrontational, surveys could be more effective in really understanding why they have left. They could be more honest, but a disadvantage could be that they could ignore these surveys, whereas exit interviews, they're more confrontational and a bit more spontaneous. Okay. So, what are the strategies to reduce employee turnover and increase retention rates? So, career development strategies, these are a very effective strategy, and it is because it allows the employee to feel like they belong, like they're essential to the business. And this is because they provide a pathway for these staff members to upskill and train, and therefore they feel validated, they feel like they're worthy, and they belong at the business. And it's really important that they offer this, because if you remain in the same position the whole time, it can feel as if you're stuck, and it's just repetitive, and it's going to be the same thing, and there's no vision of the future. Another strategy is reward performance, and this can be monetary or non-monetary benefit, and it can be rewarded as a incentive to work harder, such as bonuses, and can be given to those who've worked hard and have reached a certain goal. These are very effective in motivating your staff, and I guess retaining them as well. But it's important there's a balance, and that they're not always there for the money, because when that's out of the picture, they could slack off and be less motivated. But they're two strategies to reduce employee turnover, increase retention rates. So the last question is, how can organizations measure the success of their retention initiatives? So the turnover ratio is a really effective measure that employers can use. And this essentially involves taking a recording of the turnover rate before these initiatives were in place, and then comparing them to the data after a few months or a year into these initiatives. And more often than not, you should see that these strategies, initiatives have been working. And if not, then you should have a serious reconsideration of those strategies. And another one would be employee engagement scores. And that essentially is surveys that can be sent out to staff members to understand how they feel about the business. And it's important that these get submitted, and the staff participate in these, so you can have a understanding of where their head is, and also be proactive in the problems that they are dealing with, and so you can prevent the turnover before it even happens, and just really understand how your staff feel at the time. Thank you.